drinks, said, look, I want to get you guys a deal. You guys are incredible.
That's awesome.
So we kept in touch, and about 2 months rolled by, and he goes, look, man, my higher ups, they don't really want to take a chance. They're like, he goes, look, man, but I really dig this music so much. Can I pass your demo around? Will you give me permission to do that? And we said, yeah, dude, go for it, man. Let's whatever you want to do with our music, do it. And dude, I'd say about maybe a month later, we get a call from Mr. Eric German. They're from LA, who was then, it wasn't our attorney then, but he goes,
EJG.
That's right. EJG. That's right. He calls up Jesse. Jesse's already, he's already in bed, ready to go to bed. And Eric goes, look, I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am, but I just heard your demo and I am fucking lit up about it.
Combine. Another amazing episode here at episode 121. Today's guest is someone I've known for a few years now. I met him on the road when he was with his band Sons of Texas, Buck Cherry. And what always struck me about these guys and this individual in general is just the amount of hard work these dudes put into what they do, the amount of dedication. It's like, we always talk about success leaves clues. These guys really have always kind of performed to their highest potential and most hardworking potential. Mm-hmm. But this gentleman has not only been in a band called Sons of Texas, he's also worked with Mark Morton from Lamb of God. And was his touring singer when Mark decided to take his solo record on the road. He comes from the Rio Grande Valley. He is a son of McAllen, Texas, not to pun the band's name at all. But it's an absolute pleasure on the Combine today to welcome our good friend, Mark Morales from Sons of Texas. Marcus, how are you today, brother?
Doing well, man. Thank you so much.
It's great to have you on the show. Greg and I, we made a list of guests like a while ago. There were a bunch of people that came up to me. I said, man, we got to get Mark from Sons of Texas on here. Like 2 months ago, I was like, we really should have him like in the third round of episodes for the first season. And, I'm so glad to have you here, man, basically.
I'm glad to be on.
I know you're trying to keep the lights on, raise 4 kids, and rock at the same time during COVID. So I really appreciate you being here.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. The struggle is real, baby.
The struggle is real. The struggle is real. Yeah, definitely. So, I wanted to kind of start I know about Sons of Texas. I don't really know where you guys came from. Like, we've been friends for a while. Like, how did it all start between you, Nick, John, Jess, and how did that all come about?
Man, it's a long story short. I met Nick and Mike have an older brother that's my age. And I think it was junior year. I was going into my my algebra class, and Bobby, their older brother, was outside of class playing his acoustic guitar. I just went up to him and I recognized the song he was playing, and I just started singing. And I believe it was a Creed song. Oh, yeah. And after that, he was Please come now. I think. Anyway, it was
My Own Prison's amazing album, by the way.
Oh yeah, dude, man, look,
mixed by Ron St. Germain.
I love Creed, man. Those first 2 records were the shit. I loved it. But anyway, so I started singing the song, and he, after maybe the first chorus or something, he goes, dude, what's your name? And hey, my name's Mark. Hey, my name's Bobby. He's like, dude, let's do the battle of the bands. And he just said, look, man, I've got two younger brothers. One plays drums, one plays bass. I play guitar. Boom. We're done. We're set. So, yeah, man. And we had never, I'd never been with a band at the time. I was about 16 at the time. And I went over maybe later on that week, on the weekend or whatever, to jam. And that's when I met Mike, who was, I think, 13 at the time, and Nick, who was, I think, 14 or 15. And yeah, we played Battle of the Bands there at our high school. And that's where I met those two cats. The other guys, Jesse and John, they were, we kind of played in the same circuit. We played the same local scene. We all kind of knew of each other, but, weren't really too familiar with each other. Right. But, around 2008 or something, I joined another like metal band called Machete at the time. And,
Nice,
my
dude.
guitar, I'm sorry.
It's like the most metal name ever. The
Machete. Yeah, it was paying homage to Danny Trejo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Pato?
The what now?
Pato? You don't want to get Bubble Boy?
Yeah, that's right. So I joined this band, and my guitar player at the time, his name was Dorian. He goes, "Man, I know this one guitar player, man. I think he's the right fit because he's hell of a lead guitar player." And yeah, it turned out to be Jess. And at the time, we kind of had this feud because, we were all trying to be, the best band there was, down here. And I think one of the biggest feuds we had was my previous band, Solarium, at the time, with their previous band. And I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, right? And I'm like, damn it. But that's kind of where, that's where I met Jess finally. This was about 10, 11 years ago, man. So, and then, yeah, it all came about to where maybe late 2011, all of us had kind of disbanded from all our bands, and there was nothing really going on with any of us. And those dudes got together and they said, hey man, like, Mark's still not doing anything. Let's hit this dude up. And yeah, man, they called me up, and the rest is history.
Wow.
This is about late 2011, man.
It almost sounds like a story of like the story of Slipknot, where it was the best guys in Des Moines from other bands that basically just came together.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Something like that. No, I mean, not to the extent of Slipknot. I mean, those guys are incredible, man. But
just kind of the mindset of attraction, almost.
Right. Like I think that personally, from my experience and seeing bands around here in New York, New Jersey, like it's always the best of the people in that town and like the surrounding towns, and like you see like eventually like things get stagnant. And then people start jamming together, and then you get like the best of the town that you're in. Have you ever heard of 40 Below Summer at all?
Yes, I have. I'm not too familiar with it, but I've heard the name, on several occasions. Yeah. Yeah.
So those were like the guys who got into a band together as well, and then they stayed with 40 Below. Then they went with us, and then like it was their band a lot at Starland Ballroom. Played that in New Jersey before.
Wow. Yes, I've heard of it.
Good. Oh, okay. I'm seeing. Did you ever play there? I'm like, if you played Jersey, you probably played there, or I can't even think of any.
Pony.
The Pony.
Dude, I think the only place no, this wasn't. I don't think this was Jersey. I think there's a place called Wingbats. I don't know if that's Jersey.
Dingbats.
Yeah.
Dingbats. Okay, Dingbats.
Yeah, that's absolutely. Played there my whole life.
That's a Texas playing Dingbats. Wow. That's impressive. That's like a notch in the bedpost, dude.
Dude, it was great. It was a damn good turnout. I mean, it only took about 10 people to fill the place, but it was a rowdy party, baby.
For some reason, like clubs in Clifton, New Jersey, basically, it takes 10 people to fill it. I used to work at this club called Connections, and I used to
down the street from Dingbats, dude.
Which is right down the street from Dingbats. And basically, it was like this biker bar in the front. And I mean, the bar was like the size of a decimal. And like you went in the back and was the club, and the club was basically the size of a decimal, but like you would never know it was there. And I used to fill in, this is back in the early 90s. I used to fill in for Rick Dittamo, who was the sound guy at the time for Danzig. That was his like house. That was his house. That was his house gig. That was his freaking house gig when he used to.
That
when
place
he
brought
wasn't on the. Oh no! Connections brought a lot of people.
Dingbats, dude. Soulfly just plays there all the time. Like all these, you know,
wow.
The not Drowning Pool, actually Taproot.
I bet Drowning Pool does.
I fucking played there with Taproot, dude.
Yeah. Oh wow. Well,
Shit, dude.
Who'd you
I
play?
Remember Taproot.
Mark, who'd you play there with?
We actually, I think this was a headline run. It was a headline run that we, I think we might have been on tour with another band. I don't recall, but it was like a one-off to where our manager at the time, Larry Mazer, our manager at the time was like, dude, look, if you guys could work this, you know, if we could stay working for, you know, 4 or 5 days, 6 days straight, get 1 day off, you know, we'll be good. So, we worked, man. Whenever the headlining band wasn't playing a gig, and we took the opportunity to make some extra cash, as a headlining act.
It's a great thing, dude. That's a great idea too.
Yeah, I mean, let's kind of touch on that.
Yeah,
kind of your guys' work ethic as a band in Sense of Texas, and just you as an artist as well. We'll touch on some of the other stuff that you got going on at the moment, which is pretty amazing. But like, when I met you guys, it was just like, we don't give a fuck, man. Like, we're in a van, we're playing House of. I remember when I met you guys was House of Blues San Diego, and I decided to ride down on the bus with Buck Cherry that day because they were basing everything out of LA at the time. And like, I remember like Keith Nelson from Buck Cherry told me, and Shaw told me, they're like, you got to check out these guys in Sense of Texas. And my first introduction to them was Jess was wearing a Dallas Cowboys shirt, and I was like, your team sucks, bro. I didn't even know who he was. It's like, what are you talking about?
Shit.
I was like, your team sucks, bro.
Avid Cowboy fans here.
Yeah, no, it's all good. No harm, no foul. But back to it. What I noticed about you guys was just the focus, the drive, the no party. Not even so much no party, but like when I met Nick, it was just all business. Like you just don't see that in a lot of bands. Like you guys are you're there to play.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it was cool because I got to see 2 back-to-back shows in 2 different venues. I remember seeing you guys at House of Blues opening for Buck, and then you played like Buck Cherry played the Whiskey like 2 days later, and you guys opened up for them there, and it was like the place was freaking packed, and you guys just like stole everybody's, took people's lunch and stole their milk money.
Mark, let me ask you a question. So like your regiment before you go on, or like on tour when you're playing extra shows on top of the shows that you're already booked, what's the maintenance on your voice like? What's your lifestyle now? It's not what everybody would think I'm just drinking and partying. No, right? It has to be something a lot more disciplined. Can you explain that?
It's a squat rack and no.
That's good.
A squat rack and a hell of a lot of cock push-ups, man.
I wish I could do a cock push-up.
All you need is one.
Yeah, but it can't facilitate that.
Hell yeah.
All you need is one.
Dude, to be honest, man, I and none of us really get too crazy. You talk about Nick and his work ethic. Yes, the dude is completely straight edge. He doesn't drink, doesn't do any kind of nothing.
No partying and partying.
Exactly. And the rest of us, we drink. We'll have a couple cocktails. Throw back a couple shots or whatever. But we really, really try to take. We try to keep it in check, at bay as much as we can. Now, mind you, I know we've all fucked up. We've all slipped up every now and again. Me personally, I've been there, man. But as far as a regimen, man, I really didn't know what I was getting into when I started touring because of the, honestly, man, we lucked out by landing a record deal and just being really, just plucked out of obscurity, man. You know, we didn't have any kind of extensive touring under our belts. You know, nothing like that, dude. Nothing like that. So whenever we got signed, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So get to that point. Like, how did you guys get signed? Because you're this band from the Rio Grande Valley. It's not exactly the most, musically rich center of the world. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, hey, we're from McAllen, Texas. Like, whoa, yeah, okay, cool, gotcha. Gulf band, all right. If you even know where McAllen, Texas, I do, but but how did that all come about? Because you guys were signed to Razor and Tie. That's not at the time. I mean, they're no longer around, but at the time, it wasn't a small label. Yeah, no, for sure. It was a pretty formidable label to be on, man, and especially for a band, in our infancy at that time, it was incredible. But I mean, how that came about, honestly, Mike, I guess it was just that we stayed active as much as we could outside of our hometown, only because, we didn't want to oversaturate down here and just be playing every damn weekend. Right, and I mean, we really had the mindset and the goal to like really do something with this band. Mm-hmm. So we started booking gigs, doing San Antonio, doing Austin, Houston, Dallas, El Paso, anybody who would let us play. And understand, you guys are from Texas. It's not like going from Boston to New York. El Paso to McAllen's like 10 hours. Damn right. So it took a lot, man, and we did it for about 2 years, man, just grinding it out, just doing that, playing as much as we could out of our hometown. A lot of times, dude, we'd go up and play for peanuts, bro. Just, gas money just to come right back that night because we had work the next day, and we did that countless and countless of times until one day opening up for, oh my goodness, I believe they were called A New Revolution at the time. I don't remember, but one of their,
Rev Theory, not Rev Theory, right? No, not Rev Theory.
No, it was called a New Revolution. If I'm not mistaken,
they were like an independent. I remember that. They were like an independent band, but they were supposed to be a big deal and just kind of sputtered out, didn't they?
Yeah, something to that extent. I forget who
they reside in the Where Are They Now file. Yeah.
Shit. But what ended up happening was one of their crew guys had connections for South by Southwest. So yeah, it was South by Southwest of 2012, right? And we were playing this bar called the Aquarium, 6th Street, downtown Austin, Texas. The streets were flooded, man, and it was incredible, man. The vibe, the energy was just great, and we were playing this teeny tiny little stage. People were walking in and out. After our set, a guy by the name of Shane Wells, he was an A&R at the time for Red Bull Records, comes up to us and says, "Dude, you guys got something special here." And we were, to be approached by someone like that, it tripped us out, as kids coming from the bowels of South Texas. We're like, holy hell, Mm-hmm. He kept in touch with us, and they actually invited us a second time the next year for South by 2013.
This is a year later.
A year later passed, right? And this time we had our new. We had Mike and Nick on drums and bass, because the first time it was with 2 previous members. Gotcha. And well, shit, man. After we finished that second set, that set on at South by in 2013, Shane Wells came out there again. He was like, "Look, man, this is incredible. You guys have upped your game. Let's go out for drinks." Took us out for drinks. Said, "Look, I want to get you guys a deal. You guys are incredible."
That's awesome.
So we kept in touch, and about 2 months rolled by, and he goes, "Look, man, my higher ups, they don't really want to take a chance. They're like," he goes, "Look, man, but I really dig this music so much. Can I pass your demo around? Will you give me permission to do that?" We said, "Yeah, dude, go for it, man. Let's whatever you want to do with our music, do it." And dude, I'd say about maybe a month later, we get a call from Mr. Eric German. They're from LA, who was then, it wasn't our attorney then, but he goes,
EJG.
That's right.
EJG.
That's right. He calls up Jesse. Jesse's already, he's already in bed, ready to go to bed. And Eric goes, look, I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am, but I just heard your demo and I am fucking lit up about it. And so Jess was like, well, cool, man. And he really loved it, man. And he was shopping it around one day, I guess in his office, he's jamming it. He turned up the music. He's jamming it. And Mike Gitter from Razor and Tie Records, I guess, was previously a Roadrunner, right?
Stop it. You have a connection more than you even know.
No.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Hey,
Keep going.
I love Mike Gitter, man.
Yeah,
he comes into the office and he goes, who the fuck is this? Eric German goes, it's a band called Texas. And then that was it. And they were intrigued as hell. At the time, we were only called Texas. So I guess for anybody to have the balls to call their band by the name of the state, they're like, who the hell are these guys,
That's awesome, dude.
And that's what happened. I think a couple of weeks later, Mike Gitter flies down to Houston just to catch a show at some dive bar we were playing. And after we played that night, takes us outside. He goes, do you guys want to make this into a career? And that was pretty much it, man. Later that year, October of 2013, we signed our first record deal with Razor and Tie Records.
Let's talk about that. And I want to talk about some other things as well, which is really, I think, imperative to the mindset of people coming from where we're coming from. Your deal, first off, was it something called a 360 deal? Or was it something that was more beneficial for the band? Because you hear about this all the time. So maybe you can shed some light on that.
Yeah. Well, we were very blessed and fortunate to have already met Eric German, our attorney. He kind of like took on the role as, he was our attorney. He advocated for us. Sure. So whenever they did present the contract, it went back and forth, dude. Eric German, Mike Gitter, Eric German, the label, it went back and forth at least 3 or 4 times to where we were kind of getting uncomfortable. We were telling Eric, we're like, dude, look, man, don't push too hard. Cause like, they might just say, hey, you know what? Fuck this. We're not doing this. You know what I mean? And us, being the very first, decent label that approached us, we wanted to take it, man. We wanted to grab it by the fucking horns and just go. But, yeah, Eric was able to work his magic, and he was able to score us a 180 deal. So it was beneficial to us.
180 deal. Now, that's what I always thought never existed. So he must have done a pretty damn good job, right? Seriously.
Yeah, for sure, man.
You don't want a fucking 360 deal. You're right back where you started. You fucking
for sure.
Year.
For sure. I mean, and we did get to keep, proceeds we would make on the road. And thus, that's why we grinded. I mean, when we were on the road, man, Jesus Christ, there's nothing that we wouldn't do to make some profit, man. So we grinded and we grinded hard, man. But at the same time, I'm sorry?
That pays off. I mean, I'm hearing your story in generalities, but it's specific, but like I want to get even more specific in the fact of the metaphysical aspect behind it, which was the mindset of the band when this process was happening and how you guys were mentally with all this. Cause it's a lot of pressure, man. And you're so passionate about it, and you're doing it for nothing, meaning it doesn't matter what happens. And you're putting your best foot forward and making the best of what you can do and going and having a strategy. By the way, guys out there that are listening, the strategy that he said is something that is applicable to any band out there. It was, a band from out of, nowhere, right? And they fucking went out of their town regionally and hit it up and hit it up and hit it up. And that got them more shows, and that got them in front of more people, and that got them a show. And then a year later, you met a guy at South by South. Then a year later, it takes till you get the fucking guy to come in again and then say, hey, listen, I really want to get you signed. Then bring it to the label and then come back to you and then say, listen, I don't know if it's going to work out if they're not into you. And then say, can I shop this around? And then you fucking say a month later that they fucking call you with a fucking record deal offer. You get Mike Gitter. And here's where it ties in for Razor and Tie. Here's where it ties in for you and I to be like, Mike Gitter was the A&R for my band with Daggers Drawn back in 2000. This is 2006, 7, 8, and then
Wow.
in 9 we were right there. And you've heard of the band El Nino?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, of course.
There's more of a connection.
There's more of a connection there.
Than you know. I forgot about this. I totally forgot about this.
We recorded with Chris and Laz. And then Mike Gitter was friends with El Nino because he signed them over in New Jersey, right? And then they were
Rutherford.
us. And then he was coming to our shows, and basically, it was like a long while before we even got the offer to have anything possibly get us a deal. So he basically became my friend, and we hung out all the time. He lives in Jersey, like he lived in Jersey for years with his wife, and we became quite close. And I was a little bitch at one point later in life and got mad at him, but like I fucking told him that. And as long as we admit it, we're brothers, so it doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, he was the one that was going to bring this demo to Monty and the rest of the board. So he tells me to come over his house, and we listened to it, and he was already halfway in the bag. So like, he's like, all right, I'm going to bring this in tomorrow morning. I get a call at 7:30 in the morning, and he's like, hey, what's up, dude? I'm like, what's up, man? Everything all right? He's
great.
Like,
Exactly like him.
He's like, listen, we're not going to go with your CD because it sounds like shit. I'm like, I feel like I totally agree with you, man. And he's like, it's not the songs. It's just literally like sonically sounds like garbage. Can't show him this. And he's like, I'm going to go mute me in. He's like, I'll talk to you later, dude. Just, it would ruin both our careers if I put this in. I'm like, oh, fuck. So, like, that was that. Then my phone, and then, I get the 40 Below Summer guys in my band, and, like, we move on. And then Mike's not interested at all, by the way, because he wanted to sign them at one point, and they said, no way. So he's like, fuck them. So whatever. And then,
oh, man.
And you get this story. This is fucking pretty crazy. But so the mental state of you like have a purpose, and that makes you stronger than ever. But people lose sight of that a lot because of the reality, and what they can't see is hard to believe. But that belief in yourself to fucking drive yourself that much forward, and just you took what your label offered you, and you doubled down on it, which is awesome. So that's where we are right now in this conversation. So let's take it right from there, where you're now, putting the fucking time in it. This is what, 2014, 2013 into 2014?
Yeah, this was, we inked the deal in 2013, October, and we didn't start getting to work till about 2014. We started, we landed, we got Larry Mazer as a manager, and Larry Mazer was managing Lamb of God at the time.
Larry Mazer managed 40 Below too, I believe, too, by the way.
Oh shit, really?
Pretty sure, they were very cahoots with them too. So this is like fucking crazy, but keep going.
Wow. Yes. But he was managing Lamb of God at the time, so we were like, dude, this is great, incredible. And so he goes, I want to see if Josh Wilbur is interested, because Josh had done maybe his first like 3 or 4 Lamb of God records. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember.
No. He engineered.
He engineered Sacrament.
He definitely engineered drums for Sacrament, and he was working with Machine at the time. He's going to be on our next episode.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, we confirmed that today. It's going to be awesome,
dude.
Mark, you're awesome.
Mark, you're great. But Wilbur worked for Machine, and Josh, I'm sorry, you can lop my head off if I screw this up, because Josh, I've known Josh for a bunch of years. But he worked for Machine. He was also working for Andy Wallace at the time.
Yes, he was.
When he was doing Sacrament, or he was kind of getting his way, because I used to rent Josh Pro Tools like way back in the day.
Wow, incredible, man.
That's how I know Josh. Like him and I had the same lawyer, Howard Sadowski, and like
Digimobs.
Digimobile recording services.
So let's get back to where you were saying when you're there working with Larry, and you have now what is it like? And you take that opportunity, and you go in studio, and you take the money that you got from your advance, and I'm getting technical because this is what everybody wants to know. And do you put it towards more of the recording, or do you put it aside and more focus on marketing, or do you just blow the whole thing on the fucking you smart? Tell me.
Well, I mean, dude, honestly, it wasn't much, man. The advance wasn't much, and it pretty much paid for. It compensated for everything we did on the first LP. What we got to keep was little to nothing. But again, dude, we didn't care. This was our dream from the very, very beginning, and to even get this shot, we were blessed and fortunate, man. So we just fucking like I said, just grab the fucking bulls by the horns. We did it, man. And so yeah, we recorded the first LP sometime in, I think it was like spring of 2014. There with Josh Wilbur. Took about 5 weeks, 6 weeks max. And the record label Razor and Tie, I think they were, they had priorities. Of course, they had bigger bands. All That Remains. Man, I'm totally brain farting right now, but I'm sorry.
Razor and Tie, Mike.
Oh yeah, Razor and Tie. I mean, I've had friends who've been on that label, so it was like All That Remains, Sons of Texas. Who else
was on that damn?
Dude, we're gonna get
Pretty Reckless. Pretty Reckless was another.
Yeah,
big
Pretty
one.
Reckless was on there. Sleeper Star was on that label with my buddy Chris Pearson was the lead singer of that band.
Starset was taking off at that time too.
Was Starset really on Razor? Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what was going on was that, they said, look, man, we got some priorities. We want to release these records first. And, we might have to postpone Sons of Texas debut record, a couple months. Well, a couple of months ended up being a whole fucking year. So 2015.
So you guys were almost like on the verge of getting shelved.
Oh yeah, I mean it could have been, but 2015, March of 2015, we released the first LP, and it just changed everything, man. We started touring, and just everything changed, brother. All we said goodbye to our day jobs.
How'd that feel?
It felt fucking awesome.
Like seriously, come on.
Take this job and shove it.
It's like,
hey man, look, I mean, as much as I really, still today, it sucks not having a set paycheck. Okay. It does. It really fucking does. But
it sucks more.
There was no way in hell I was going to keep doing this fucking dead end fucking soul sucking job, for any longer, man. You know what I mean?
Right. I completely agree with you. And I'm sure a lot of other people would, but it takes fucking balls. And
it does. It does, man. It was scary, brother. I'm not going to lie, Greg. It was fucking scary. All of us were scared, man. All of us. And especially, me, Jesse at the time, we had young families. We had just started having families. So it was very, very scary. And, it took
mentally with, this is a lot of different things going on. It's very, there's a lot that play here when you're doing something that is something you never thought you would have been able to do, but you knew you were able to do, and you're able to do it. And like everybody around you in your life has to actually support you. So did you have that support system from your wife and, from your family? I'm sure there's had to be ups and downs. That makes the struggle real. So.
Oh man, I'm sure you both know how fucking just how difficult it can be, man. But I mean, from the get go, yeah. I mean, I met my wife doing this. Like she met me. We met each other when I was 17. So I was gigging back then, and that's how I met her was gigging. So she always kind of knew that
that's who you are.
This was this was who I was. This is what I was destined to do. What I really loved to do and enjoyed doing. So of course, she supported it.
Awesome, dude. That's very rare. It's very rare, but keep saying it. Trust me, it comes with its own. But yeah, of course it does.
Yeah, I mean, she supported me to a certain extent, Greg. It's like, but once we started touring, like really, really touring and getting on the grind, being gone fucking Buck Cherry's tour was 8 weeks long, Mike.
Yeah, I remember.
That tour, I got numerous phone calls from home, just meltdowns saying, "You motherfucker, you aren't here to deal with the diapers, you aren't here to deal with the feeding times," and just, man, it still happens, you know what I mean? But it's like,
I mean, no, because you have to go on stage and you have to be in a good mood because you have to be in a special place when you, especially if you're on a fucking tour. So 8 weeks long, how many nights were you playing in a row? Was it every single night?
Buck back then was doing 5-6 nights a week, easy, and then they would do one-off shows.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah, I remember having maybe if we were lucky 2 days off a week, which was fucking. It was brutal, man. It was brutal, and me not really having any touring under my belt at the time. Holy hell, dude!
Oh, so
I remember the first
time, like where you weren't. That was the first experience for you, and just having no choice but to do it. So yeah, how do you fucking do that vocally? Especially when you're a singer. You're not just screaming. You can't pretend. So
can't just phone it in.
Yeah, the screaming is actually, easy. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people think it's the opposite. Man, how do you scream like that? It must be so hard. It must hurt. I'm like, dude, it's the fucking singing that kicks my ass.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, it took me a little while, man, to understand and to kind of get to know and be familiar with my vocal cords and my body. But at the time, I didn't know. It was only my second tour, that Buck Cherry tour. Right. So I think about the first week and a half, my voice was shot. And I think I had a good 2 performances that were complete shit. I'm not going to lie. It was horrible. But plenty of tea, plenty of honey. And dude, not talking is a lifesaver, man. So, and anytime someone sees me on tour, the very first week, maybe week and a half, I'm not going to be talking at all. The only time I open up my mouth is when I get on the stage, and then I shut back up.
Some fucking monk shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It takes a lot of willpower, man, to keep quiet, but it really, really helps, man. It really, really helps. So, for all those vocalists out there, man, learn to keep quiet.
Shut the fuck up. You ever read that?
Shut the fuck up.
Shut your trap. Shut your trap.
Not you, but yeah, you saying that to yourself. Like, I'm shutting the fuck up.
Shut your trap.
Damn right.
Like, are you mad at me? It's like,
no.
And now we're in what year now? 2016?
Yeah, we're about 2016, getting ready for the second record.
Right. How was that?
Actually, the second record actually came out today, September 22nd of 2017, man. 3-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Day.
How did that record?
Man. Okay, so that second record, man, didn't really go as well as we expected. But, shit, we've gotten so much, there's been so many people, man, from all over.
It's an amazing record.
Yeah, from all over the globe, man. People are like, dude, that second record. We started thinking maybe, and this is still in theory, we started thinking that maybe because, or maybe this is just me thinking.
Think it out.
Maybe because we were on a 180 deal and they weren't really profiting much from us on the road. Maybe they weren't as...
supportive?
I don't know. Maybe the marketing wasn't as fucking robust. As much as robust as it was the first time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And because we did notice a significant difference, man. But Baptized in the Rear, our debut record was everywhere, man. We were seeing ads everywhere.
You guys went to Japan on that record, right?
Hell yeah!
You guys went to Japan and Europe.
Japan and Europe.
Baptized in Rio Grande.
So did the first record did pretty damn well? We talking 50,000 units, 18,000.
Dude, shit, man. If you want to talk numbers, I wouldn't be the guy. It would be Nick. But I do know this. I do know that it totally shattered expectations from both us and the label.
Okay, so the label was all about it, right?
Yeah, for sure. They were like, man, these fucking kids from bumfuck Texas, they actually made some sort of noise. You know what I mean? And dude, according to Larry, our manager, anytime we hit the road, we were always, we never came back in the red. You know what I mean? So the label was just, they were just, according to Larry, they were in awe. They were just in shock and awe that this fucking measly little band.
Well, hold on a second. Was it a thing that they were in shock and awe because they didn't put a lot of effort into it and you guys made a big noise? Or was it
Maybe both.
or maybe a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B? Like,
Maybe.
But I mean, that's the thing I go back to with you guys is just the ethic, the hardworking, just like this blue collar kind of ethic that you guys have of like, yeah, we're gonna get it done no matter what.
Same time, like I love the strategy, like of like.
Say that one more time, Greg. Hey,
like
cut off.
the strategy of the way you went about doing it was like most people would fly all over the fucking country or like go all over the country and just basically like exhaust all resources that they have. And it's smart to stay in your own backyard, outside of your own backyard, and just go all the way around in a region and just keep doing it. And you'll get more gigs out of it. And one thing will lead to the other and lead to the other. And
I mean, I think also what's unique about that is also their backyard's the size of a small country.
Well, that makes it that much more enduring, right? That makes it much more enduring, It's seriously. But when you get into Pennsylvania too, dude, it's fucking huge. So if you pay anywhere, it's a big state, It takes forever to get through. Why am I? Is it not a big?
It's all of Fort Worth County, probably. Like it's little compared to Texas.
How many Pennsylvanias can you fit into Texas?
What's up?
I said, how many Pennsylvanias can you fit into Texas?
Probably 4 or 5 of them.
You think so?
Dude, it takes.
You think so? 4 or 5?
Yeah, dude. It literally takes. If you get into El Paso, now the wide part of Texas on the 10, if you get into El Paso from La Cruces and you plan on going to Austin, Texas from there, it's about 9 hours driving.
Yeah, it's pretty far. Yeah, for sure.
And that's almost to the eastern part of Texas. So you're figuring like another 2 to 3 hours, you'll be in like Arkansas, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And so getting across Texas is probably about 12 hours, 13 hours. Well, straight across the 10. It's a lot.
Florida's like a lot. So just so you know.
Yeah, anytime we're going off on a tour, we have to leave 2 days in advance. Just to kind of factor in maybe any kind of mishaps, blowouts, engine problems or any kind of bullshit that we might encounter, you know what I mean? But it usually takes us a good 14 hours to get the hell out of Texas.
Did you guys get a van or an RV or?
Oh yeah, we've at the time we had a big fucking 15 passenger van. Love that fucking van, man. And yeah, dude, it takes us a good 14 hours to get the hell out of the state, man. It's incredible.
Like I said, it's not like going from Boston to Jersey in 4 hours. That would be a blessing for them.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's kind of touch on some other things. You did with Sons of Texas, obviously Razor and Tie is no longer a label. You guys were kind of swept up in the wake of that. How did that feel, at that time? I mean, you guys had accomplished so much. Was it defeating? Did you guys say, we're going to push on? Like what was the kind of the mindset amongst the 5 of you?
I will never forget that day, Mike. I was outside my little boy's school. I was waiting for him. School was just about to let out. And I get this ding on my phone, and I look at my phone, and it's an email, right, from Larry Mazur, our manager, and open it up, and it was just straight to the point, man. Just fucking took my breath away. Razor and Tie decided to drop us. It's unfortunate. Whatever the fuck. They're actually going to be merging with some other company, and it's all right. Kind of like, he kind of just said, let's just brush it off and let's keep going. And dude, it literally took my breath away, man. I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, is this real? I was refreshing my fucking, come on, dude, this is bullshit. Because all we did was we gained so much momentum in those couple of years, man. And all we did was fucking grind and make them money as much as we could,
That's all you could do, but you had the opportunity and the platform to do it. So you took it, you didn't take it for granted. You fucking put it in there.
Yeah.
Man. Great.
Yeah, for sure. And it was a kick in the balls, man. It really hurt, and it was very
Nothing. I'm sure doesn't prepare you for that either, right?
No, for sure. No. And we had no idea. We had no
Right.
premonition of any of this shit happening at all. You know what I mean? Maybe if we were, I don't know. There was just no premonition of this at all.
Your head was in the game, dude. You were doing what you needed to do as a band, which you should be doing. So my question to you is like, when you get to that point right there and you find out that, what does that mean? What does that do? Like, what happens next, really?
Well, shit. I mean, what the first thing that came to mind is like, well, we've got to find a home. We've got to find someone that'll take this band on and adequately, fund our campaign. You know what I mean? Because, we didn't have the damn resources at all. Still don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, we had faith in our manager at the time, because he was like, look, I'll get the feelers out there. I'll get the feelers out. I'll see what I can. Let's see what I can pull off. And weeks go by. Didn't get anything. We reached out to him. He goes, hey, no, still nothing. Yeah. Another couple weeks go by. We reach out, nothing. So, man, I don't even know how long it was. Maybe 2 months. I'm not sure. I suck at time, but maybe like 2 months later, we gave him the boot. We said, look, man, we're, you're not really making anything happen for us, Larry. We gave him the boot, man. I mean, we did it cordially, right? It wasn't no fuck you or, anything like that. We cordially, went our separate ways.
You're professional.
But dude, yes, of course. Yeah. But honestly, man,
get into it. Get into it.
You need to put quarters in that thing.
Probably, man. I don't even know where it was.
Vibrating bed does not work without quarters.
You were right. Like when you, basically severed ways with Larry Mazer professionally.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, we cordially, went our separate ways, us and our manager. And since then, dude, we haven't found a home. We haven't found a label. But we kept on going. We were lucky and fortunate to have that platform for those couple of years that we grinded on. We grinded fucking hard in these couple of years. And, we made somewhat of a fucking pretty solid fan base, man. So yeah. we just kept going, man. I think we wrapped up maybe another 2 or 3 tours. I don't even know. We wrapped up those tours that we had that were booked, and we took some time. We took some time off because, again, we had no manager, we had no booking agent, no label.
Right.
So while this whole thing was stagnant, that's when I got the message from Josh Wilbur about the Mark Morton gig.
What year are we in? What year did we go to? We went from 2019 now. 19?
Yeah, this is about 28. This is about 2018 now, man. 2018. Okay. So this is about or no, you know what, brother? 2018 was a fucking. Like I said, we finished those. We finished the last couple of tours we had booked.
Right.
And this is probably going into 2019 now. 2019. Because, I got the phone call from Josh saying, hey, dude, look, Mark's doing this solo record and, he's got this one song that we think you could, that you would sound pretty fucking gnarly on. Awesome. And I heard the song and I'm like, dude, this is fucking cool, man. And, I recorded it. I actually recorded 2 songs vocally on that Anesthetic record. Mm-hmm. But there was some last minute changes that I guess Josh and Mark Morton decided, hey, maybe Mark should take the vocals on one of his songs. I mean, because it's his debut like solo record. Yeah. So he ended up singing "Imaginary Days." That's Mark Morton on vocals, but I originally sang the vocals on that one.
So he wanted to get okay. All right.
Yeah.
Dude.
And it was a blast, man. You know, we recorded those fucking songs, and then well, shit, man. I mean, the whole thing with Chester happened, and you know, they released the first song off of Anesthetic, and it just fucking blew up. You know what I mean?
Great.
And I guess, you know, Mark kind of felt shit, like kind of like obligated to, like, he's like, man, we got to take this out on the road. You know what I mean? We got to tour this thing. And I guess there wasn't any other vocalist that could do it at the time. But, you know, the band, you know, being Sons of Texas, we were really pretty much stagnant at that time.
Right.
So they hit me up, man. And so I got to tour with Mark Morton on that Anesthetic run.
That's great. That's fucking fantastic. Like, that's fucking fantastic. I don't know how I said that. Fantastic. No, but seriously, what was that like? You know, you're on the road with him and you have that going. That's good for Sons of Texas too, because anybody who checks you out, there you go.
For sure. And we got a lot of traffic, got a lot of fucking, you know, we were in the spotlight for a little while, man, you know. So, I mean, still there's people out there that listen to the Anesthetic record, or that listen to or that listen to Mark Morton's Ether EP, the acoustic EP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm featured on that one as well. And, you know, there's people that go back and say, wow, because I've read the comments before, and people have sent me, you know, screenshots or whatever. You know, I discovered Sons of Texas because of, you know, whatever, Anesthetic or the Ether EP.
Right.
It's pretty cool, man.
It all ties together, man. It bleeds into one thing, and like, if that's what you're all about, that's what you're all about, man. People fucking latch onto that shit.
And speaking to that, you know, what's interesting now moving forward is your Instagram presence.
Yeah.
You have this very amazing thing that you do, which is similar to an artist that we know that one of our guests was talking about, is you really spend the time and you live chat on Instagram with your guys, with the Sons of Texas community, right? Pretty much. And
yes.
You'll play songs on command, pretty much, or by request.
By request, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like a goddamn. I'm like one of them goddamn. What are they called, dude?
Jukebox.
A jukebox. I'm like a fucking jukebox here, man. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, that really just came out of sheer necessity, Mike. Like, dude.
Well, that's what you need. What people need to hear, because it's like huge. Like, live streaming, dude, is if you have some kind of audience, like, now tell us, like, from the time this fucking bullshit started and you started doing that, and how your shit grew, and that's probably a really good contribution to that. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, if that's one thing this pandemic has done is, I mean, it's gotten me closer to my family. Of course, you know, we've gotten to spend a lot of time together. And
right, it's beautiful and it's not beautiful, but it's beautiful.
But I mean, it has given me the opportunity to connect with my audience as well, and engage in a way that I've really never engaged with them before, man. Like, you know, I'd probably engage with our audience, you know, maybe whenever we were on tour. Yeah. Whenever we were home, you know, I wouldn't touch my phone. How was
that for you, man? How, like, explain to us, like, that, like, doing that, like, and like how that feels. Do you feel awkward doing it, or like you just, like, once you start doing it, you're like into it and you get used to it? Like, because it is a little weird, you know what I mean? There's a little awkward.
No. It is definitely fucking weird. I mean, I remember the first maybe 2 or 3 weeks that I would go live, you know, with my acoustic and just sing. It just felt fucking awkward. But then I started seeing the response, man, and this you know, my DMs, man, my direct messages would get flooded with, man, you know, just a bunch of appreciation, just people that just were truly just appreciative of me just going live and playing, you know, just fucking doodling on my guitar. It's like, I don't know, man. I feel so blessed, man, to have this kind of support. It's incredible, man. So it really is out of sheer necessity, just to A, perform, and B, just to connect with my people, man. Cause you know, you gotta love your people, man.
Yeah, your vibe is your tribe.
What? Nice, bro. Mike, that's good. So why 222 on your name?
Oh, wow. That's a fucking. It's a pretty weird thing in my life.
Lay it on it.
Okay, it's just I've been noticing that number more and more and more as of recent times. But I think I first discovered it.
I forgot about this. It's funny you pick up on this, Craig.
I first discovered it back maybe about 10 years ago, man. I first discovered it about 10 years ago, where I started picking up on this just random number, this 222. And I remember talking to my mom about it. I just told my mom, like, man, Ma, it's weird. I look at the time, it's 222, or I'll see a license plate 222, and she kind of laughed it off. She goes, well, do you know that you were born at 2:22 a.m.? I was like, what? It tripped me out, man. And she goes, as a matter of fact, we were in the hospital room 222. So it was just mind boggling to me, man. And I think crazy. At some point in time, after a few fucking cocktails, I was just really thinking about this shit. Oh, I don't know if you remember this movie called Number 23 with Jim Carrey.
Absolutely.
Okay, that movie fucked me up, right?
Oh, yeah, right. Made you realize the same, like what you were thinking with that number. 22 is very strong, though. Do you see on the hour like 6:22 and like 7:22, and every time you look at the clock, it's like something 22, something 22.
No.
I don't know why that happens.
No shit. No, it's always the 222. It's so weird, man. What I was gonna say about the film, the number 23. Yeah. I guess he does. He does these equations that kind of
all equate to the same thing, right? It's like
exactly
some mind shit. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, one day I had a wild hair up my ass, and I said, dude, let me add up the numbers of my birthday.
Right. That's the strong.
So I added up 6 because of June. 6 plus 29, the day I was born, plus 1,987, the year I was born. Right. And it gives me 2022. And it fucking blew my mind. So since then, I just feel like I'm obliged to and obligated to just kind of get it out there, just to kind of,
it's right. Dude, it's inherently part of who you are. So like, I'm just saying that because I'm born on the 22nd, and I see 22. But all numbers, like if you see them, it's called like synchronicity, right? But like a synchronicity like that is you, like that's like who you are. So it's great that it adds up to that. I like going deep with people, and like instead of like just the surface questions, it's like I like to know meanings behind shit. Like if there's any kind of correlation there with just metaphysics, meaning attracting to you what you desire to do and how you do it and your approach to doing it, and being able to overcome obstacles and just keep fucking going no matter what. Right?
Dude. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, me and Mark.
Especially you, Mark, because, dude, I'm telling you right now, if I was a parent and I'm not, and I would do, and maybe it makes you stronger, but like that can really cripple a person to ever want to go forward in anything else. You want to like crawl up in a ball sometimes, I bet. I mean, I watch my brother. He has 2 kids, but he's perfectly fine. He doesn't take any risks like going out on the road with his band because he doesn't have one. But regardless, he wouldn't do it anyway. So it's like the fucking ballsy thing to do. And I admire people like you, and so does Mike, obviously. That's, and it's just fucking bad.
I totally hate Morales. Don't ever.
He said you're a dick, but said you're really...
Don't ever. This is, dude, we just using him for his star quote. No, I was kidding. I love Mark. But dude, I think the thing is like, you guys are really a truly road worn story, in the sense that there was adversity there. There's lots of adversity.
Still is.
Still is. And you guys still push on. Your guys' new EP is amazing, by the way. I really like it. I really like it a lot.
Thank you, bud.
And I actually listened to it this morning on my way going to surfing, but
what? I'm gonna give it a good spin, but I was giving your first album a good spin all the way through before. It's fucking nasty. It's like just badass.
Yeah.
Your voice is just like, it's very fucking, it's perfect.
But I think also too, like, just you can tell you guys work at what you do. Like you listen to Baptized in the Rio Grande. That's not just some little band from McAllen, Texas. Those guys are accomplished musicians on that album.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, whatever you guys learned in the studio with Josh, I still feel like you look at the growth that you guys have had. I mean, there should be a reason that Razor and Tie was awed by you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for pound, that's to me, that's a great, Baptized in Rio Grande, even the second album are great rock records. Texas Trim, dude, who the fuck puts a banjo in their goddamn song? Who plays that type of music? You know what I mean? Like, honest, not to make a joke of what the song is. I mean, it's kind of tongue in cheek, but,
yeah.
But I mean, like, you listen to the arrangements and stuff. I mean, those are really well thought out songs. Those are not, they're guys who will play for 20 years and they don't come up with arrangements like that.
Let's talk about that really quick too. So in the band, like arrangement wise, who's like mainly writing? Is it made up and on the spot? Like, how does that work generally?
Man, it fluctuates. Either John will come up with something, Jesse will come up with something. The brothers might have an idea floating around. It differs, man. I know that I've got a shitload of songs that, probably will never see the light of day.
Oh, but easy, pal. You and I got some work to do.
Definitely.
Hey, I'm still down, Mike. I love you. But what I was gonna say was, I've also had like some cheesy riffs or maybe a vocal line, a vocal riff or whatever, and it'll end up manifesting itself into something fucking awesome. So yeah, man, it's weird. It's weird how shit comes together, but there's no formula really.
Yeah.
It just all comes together organically, man. It's weird, man. It really is.
It should fucking be. It's called chemistry. And
yeah, for sure. That's one thing, dude. That's one thing I can always say is that I've never had this kind of chemistry, and we haven't been together in the same room in a while already, a couple months, right? Mm-hmm. But I know for sure, if you get us into a fucking room, give us an hour and we will give you a fucking killer fucking song. I guarantee it. Just because I'm so confident in the magic that just manifests itself whenever we're together. Yeah, it's weird.
And that's something that bonds people together. I mean, I've been playing with my boys since I was like, fucking 17 years old. Like, and I haven't stopped. Regardless of what happens with it, it's like they're my boys, and I'm never going to give that up because I love them so much, and the chemistry is like unheard of. So tapping into like playing with somebody for so many years, like you just get better and better and better, and like the thing that's more important is like you stayed together for all that time through all the trials and tribulations you've been through, and that to me is like huge because most people fucking give up. So where does that grit come in from? Where does that dedication, that unrelenting determination to fucking just keep doing it come from? Asking you,
man. I can't really speak for the other guys, but I know with me, there's just no, I just can't see myself doing anything else, man. And, my wife will give me shit about it, telling me, well, you don't even try. You could do so much with your life and you don't try. But it's like, dude, there's no way in hell I'm going to.
Does she mean try better at music or try better at something? Go do something different?
Go do something completely different, man. And and it's not that I'm not obstinate and not wanting to be ignorant and not learn. I love learning new shit. I love it. There's no problem with that, man. All I'm saying is that
I know what you're saying.
I feel like if you're gonna do something, fucking do it. Go all the fucking way. Charles Bukowski, you know what I mean? If you're going to do something, go all the fucking way and give it your fucking all, and I fucking hate half-assing anything, especially when it comes to music, especially when it comes to art. And I don't want to fucking ever do anything else, man. And I truly and genuinely feel like I was fucking born to do this, with music, sing, play, compose, even my art.
Yeah. That's the one thing, dude. Like, not only is he a great singer and songwriter, you haven't even seen his portfolio of art.
Well, dude,
Like,
you should tap
insane.
in. Let's just talk about what's right in front of you, like the art thing. Like the art goes with the music right away. I think you obviously connect that together, but at the same point, like you can have a portfolio and you can start promoting your art in like a way where people will start buying that shit or donating. Like
For sure.
I'm not going to ask
For
you. I'm
sure.
not trying to. This isn't selling out, by the way. This is tapping in. So what I'm talking about is like when you do when you do an Instagram live or anything, there's also platforms you could do on like Twitch where there's tips. Like you have the guys from Trivium doing it, and that's one of their. I heard Jose Mangin on the other day on Liquid Metal, and he's like, "Yeah, man, fucking Trivium, yeah!" Ooh. And then he's like, "Yeah, so those guys are fucking so 2020 doing the online thing, killing it right now. They're just fucking one of those bands, man, that like literally has been fucking killing it for like the whole year they're out. They're just getting more and more in tune with their audience." So what he's saying and what people are realizing is that,
That is about the best Jose Minion imitation I've ever seen.
I thought he could have been a great Ninja Turtle for Michelangelo. He should have. Wait, no, you can admit it too. He's like, yeah, dude. So like, but like, it's fucking metal. I love Jose. Jose gave me my first interview on El Nino's bus. Like, you know what I mean?
Shit, yeah.
By the way, when you're talking about Vinnie Paul like actually announced us on Sirius XM on our first fucking thing. So like, he's from Texas, and that guy's one of my favorite drummers of all time. And talking to Pete King, like all that, like it's just like. That's the one thing I love about like anything I've done that's kind of not, when I don't think I do anything at all, like I just hear those little things, and those are the things that make me happy. I know that's what we talk about, like go do something else, but it's like, why not just do what you're fucking awesome at? Just keep doing that. And like, you have fucking artwork. I'm sure it's fucking beautiful, and I haven't checked it out yet. I would love to. And you could fucking will give you tips on Twitch or whatever for playing, and that's awesome.
Well, that's what I've kind of, and this is another thing that 2020 has done for me is that, I opened myself up and said, hey, I went out and posted, I've posted several times, hey, open for commissions, and, I kind of give them a little bit of I guess,
disclaimer.
Yeah, not really disclaimer, but I give them a little preview of what I can do. I've done stuff in the past, portraits here and there. I did a really cool Chester Bennington portrait that really, made some fucking noise, and I actually landed a few commissions because of that piece.
What does that
and so since
Mark?
I'm sorry?
What does that tell you?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And, and that's something that, again, that I'm very grateful for, for
I'm not
this
saying
year.
you're not grateful. I'm just saying that's what you need to be doing.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what you need to be. That's like, and it's like what else more can you say to yourself? It's like, okay, that did really well. And you're not trying to do it to get money either. See, that's the thing. It's what you love to do. And when you love to do something and you do it and you put it out there, it will people will tap into that, and they are, dude. So like, good for you, man. So this is like huge when it comes to like.
I mean, getting paid for it is just the bonus, man. It really is. I never would have imagined, and by any means, I'm not fucking rolling in Benjamins right now.
Not about that.
But for me to be able to support my family right now, self-employed. Just gigging here locally, doing commission art. I started tattooing last year. The little tattoos that I've been able to land. Being able to provide and maintain a household with my passion, my passions. It's
dream. It's a dream.
It is, man. It is. You know what I mean? It really is.
That's what it's about. So I'm going to tap into this too, because like it's realizing like, all you could really do, all you have are these thoughts that go through your head throughout the day. You can have 90,000 of them that are all negative and, the other little bit positive. But if you're just cognizant and like conscious of those 90,000 thoughts, and you're able to just kind of sweep them under the carpet, meaning just let them go. Like if you think something bad, think the complete opposite of it. It's easier than said than done. But when you continually do that and you start just, gorging yourself into your passion, and then starting to push yourself in things that make you uncomfortable, the things that make you uncomfortable make you grow. And,
exactly.
I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm admiring about what you're doing. And dude, keep doing it. I'm not trying to say you don't need encouragement, but dude, the answer's right there. Like, fuck yeah, bro.
Dude, and it goes with I got to say that, I mean, not that, not that my life is, not that not that my life is dictated by a number, but, anytime I am actively like doing what I love, right? It's like, I see those signs, man. And I see them every fucking day, Greg, every day.
What signs are we talking about?
Oh, the number, man, the 222. It's like, it's there every day. It's like making itself known to me. And I've done some research on it, and supposedly it's the right path, that you're on the right path. So it's kind of like
exactly right. That's exactly.
So it's kind of, it's reassuring to me. It's just reassurance, really. But there's nothing else that I want to be doing. And we're in a little bit of a slump right now, man. But I have no doubt in my fucking mind that the burdens will lift and everything will be all right, man. There's no doubt in my mind, bro.
That's the way you got to be, and that's the way. I think everybody who's going through whatever you're going through, it may not be the same situation. Tried and true fucking passion, and seeing the number 222 is just more of a validation of who you really are and the path you're following, and that means that you should keep doing it. And God bless you for doing that, man. That's just inspiring to me, and I'm sure to a lot of other people that are listening.
And I mean, yeah, man, for sure. And in no way, I just want to make this clear. In no way is this, I might come off as this fucking confident, that I know what I'm doing, just
that's good.
Every day, man, I do have my doubts. Every day I do question, but it's all about just this mental fortitude of just saying, hey, man, I am enough. I can do this. I will do this. And I, just got to keep fucking.
Did you want to chime in?
Yeah,
here?
I just wanted to, the one thing I wanted to say is like, I've always been impressed by your guys' acumen, band, you solo, whatever it is. And let's kind of talk about that real quick.
Be recording your solo stuff? Are you going back in the studio with the boys? What's going on?
Well, right now, I'm actually sitting on this EP. I just recorded a solo EP, a 6-track EP, and I'm in the process of mixing and mastering. It's taking a little while because, again, this is all self-funded. Mm-hmm. I've been blessed and fortunate to I've been doing these live streams every Saturday, and I put it out there. I'm like, look, this is my virtual tip jar. Whatever you guys want to donate, fucking, by all means. If not, just enjoy the show, baby. That's all. And I stress that. I like to stress that, hey, man, you don't have to tip me a damn thing. If you want, you can do it. So what I've been able to do, and it's just been a blessing, man, is that this past, 4 or 5 months that I've been doing this, or longer, since the pandemic has started, I've been able to kind of stash those proceeds, mm-hmm. and I invested in recording time. Yeah. So I did that. I'm sitting on this EP, and I'm getting it mixed and mastered right now. There was some hopes of Josh Wilbur maybe adding his touch on maybe a song or two. That's still up in the air. I don't really think it's going to happen because he's a fucking super busy guy. But I do plan on releasing it maybe later this fall. I'm actually in cahoots with a marketing firm that hopefully can give this release, a proper release, give it some sort of a fighting chance. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to half-ass this thing.
No, you should. I wanted to kind of tap into that for a sec, Mike. I don't care if this goes a little longer. It's important. I'm going to make a suggestion. Who's ever watching you on Facebook Live or Instagram Live, you should, and this is just a suggestion, but this is something that's important that I see a lot of people don't tap into their audience where they're not capturing their emails, is ask for those emails from them. Who's ever interested and want to hear more on the, inside scoop and get exclusivity to what I'm coming out with. This is what it's going to do for you. You're going to build a massive list of people that are going to be diehard fans, and you're going to have a relationship with. And anytime you come out, you'll have a notification to those people that will see you live, and they're just going to be that much more enthused. And you're just going to retain that audience instead of just being and branding yourself. That's really important. and putting yourself out there. It's like when you go to a fucking show and you play and you don't get anybody's email, you're pissing in the wind, essentially. Like, you'll have people that will remember you, which is great. But if you got everybody bought merchandise, whoever did that, and whoever went around with an email list and got those emails, you're going to make that best out of those people. And you're going to establish relationships right now, especially in a time like this, where you're going to just maximize your opportunity to succeed. And you'll be able to, you know what I'm saying? It's your bloodline, dude. Like, that list is huge.
Sure.
You know, I see a lot of fans, you know, and not that who am I to say when I know what I'm talking about? I'm only saying this because my bands haven't done it enough. And I've watched this and everything I've learned. It's like, if somebody has a following and they're going and they have 4,400, right? You can probably get a lot of those emails. And then anything you do, they'll have the inside scoop on what's going on and what's coming up. And if your marketing firm isn't telling you that, they might be just taking your money as well. So don't let them fucking do that. I've seen it way too many times.
For sure. For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. And I do really take the time. Whoever does donate, you know, when I have my Cash App, I have my Venmo, my Google Pay, I do take the time. I have to, you know, I'm obligated. I feel obligated to just fucking reach out and say, look, much appreciation and much love, man. You know, because that's the least I can do. They've supported me thus far, and it just means a lot. So yeah, but yeah, man, I gotta
step further and ask for their email and get their name,
sure.
Put it on a list, and like, you know, I'll fucking send it to me. I'll put it together for you for free.
For sure, man.
Tap into that shit, because that's what most people don't do, and it's like, wow, it's a huge missed opportunity to build your business, man. It's like, why do people come? Returning customers, right? You know what I mean? Sure. And they're gonna keep coming, man. You're a great guy. You're doing it, and you're grateful, and you're already reaching out to them DM wise. It's gonna, you know, that's gonna explode.
Pay off.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what's next for you.
We just did.
Yeah, you just did. There's the end of the show.
Christ, what else is there?
What else is there? Thanks, Greg. You really fucked it up. Damn it.
I mean, dude, I really want to give this thing a proper release. I'm in the process of recording a first like music video, and it's going to be weird because I've never really recorded a music video with just me. You know, it's always been with a band. Mm-hmm. So, going to be recording a music video. I want to have all this, you know, I've had some promo shots done. I'm just trying to do all the legwork, man. That way, you know, if I decide to join forces with this firm, that, you know, I did my end on it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to give this thing an adequate release. Your end of the
bargain, sure.
Marky, I'm calling you Marky. Your efforts. Your
Does he look like a Marky to you?
I mean. No, but
that's
sorry,
what, dude. All my family calls me Marky, so I feel at home, baby.
Well, thanks for.
Swear, you ever call me Mikey, Greg, I will kill you.
I don't. I call you Miguel. Miguel. No, but Miguel. Mark. What was I just about to say? Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, the marketing thing, like, it's one of those things that never ends, right? It's like, you are your brand. They're not going to do anything more for you if you're not doing it for yourself. So if you're not coming out with stuff, and I'm talking about just, you know, you can follow guys like Damian Keys and Adam Ivy. They'll fucking tell you, like, you could take your camera, the things you do already, dude. You already do them. I've been watching your shit. It's like you're consistent. So just keep doing that shit, and then the live shit, and then, you know, help them, maybe get them to help you with the campaign and the release on the right. You know, if you have one song, right? Don't just throw it all out there. Take the one song, tell the lyrics behind it. That's one thing. You recording it, a little snapshot of that. And then, you know, basically a lyric video or just a picture, one of your pieces of artwork, maybe start using that and connect it and contribute it to what you're doing. Play the music behind it for 30 to 60 seconds, shit like that. You doing that is going to be better than them doing it, because they probably won't do it. And if you do it, they're going to take it and they're going to push it that much more. So you're going to feed the beast, because the content needs to be never ending. Like right now we're building this podcast, right? And the most important thing is the consistency on how many times I post, and that consistency every day I got to post. Like, it's not easy to just commit to, especially for a podcast too, man. Cause it's like, it's not any band shit. It's like different. So, but at the same time, you know what I mean?
We're a little A specific too.
Well, we do, you know, it's basically the same thing you're doing, except it's a podcast. But like, I'm in a band too,
Yeah.
dude. So like, there's so many things I watch my band not do. Then I'm like, Mikey, we we got to do it.
Son of a bitch.
So we got to do it here to prove the fact. So I'm really passionate about that. And Mark, by the way, this podcast is one of those things. Like, it was developed to make bands not just to be a little more observant of what's in front of them, what they can use, and like how to do marketing, like how to do a Facebook ad. Like, if you take the time to learn that, you're going to be able to apply it to yourself, and you're going to be so on top of your shit. So when you work with the marketing agency, you can't just depend on them. And I'm not saying you are at all, but I'm just saying most people would be like, I have a marketing agency, they'll do everything. I'm in business, and I help plumbers and fucking HVAC guys market their shit and get leads, right? Who cares about that? There's people that are looking for that. But if they're not tapping into it and you're not putting out content for yourself every day, they're good. You know, it's just going to be one less thing for them to actually take and push.
It could be very, very helpful. It could be very, very useful.
You have a prior relationship with them, so that's
yes.
that nicks mostly everything out that I was talking about. It's just more for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For sure.
people out there need to know that there's easy things they could do to make their lives, you know, take what they're doing and what they're passionate about and push it, and without depending on anybody else to do it for them. And again, I'm not saying you keep doing that, but again, if you have past relationships with people, leverage those relationships. So that's what you're doing. Okay.
Of course.
Of
course. And yeah, man. And as far as the marketing thing, I'm still like, you know, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing most of the time, dude. But there are times, you know, I'll go on YouTube and I'll see, you know, how to expand my Instagram presence or my, you know, YouTube presence, how to use hashtags. Yeah. You know, I just discovered that if you don't use the brand new features on Instagram,
that's right.
You're not going to be seen at all. Like your views will go down exponentially. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck? It's tricky, man. It's tricky. Yeah, interesting, but at the same time, very frustrating. You know what I mean? It's like, because it's always changing. It's like, how the fuck do you stay ahead of the curve? You know, it sucks, man.
Being up about it. You're doing it. You're doing it.
I'm trying.
You're doing it organically. I watch, dude. It's impressive. All right. So fucking.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate you.
Right. Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Anyway, Mr. Mr. Morales, it is amazing to have you on, brother. We're gonna definitely can't wait to put this thing out and show everybody what we talked about tonight, because I think you're gonna help a lot of people by your story. So
thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Dude, thanks you guys so much for having me on this thing, man. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, man, shit. I would love to, man, let's swap contacts, Greg. Let's keep in touch, man. You know?
Absolutely.
I don't know why I just get this really, really badass vibe from you, man. So I thank you guys very, very much. I mean, I know Mike very well. I love Mike, but yeah, I feel like you and I, you know, have a lot in connection. So
I feel that too.
God bless you guys, man.
Thank you too.
You too, brother.
Really appreciate it, brother.
Fucking A, dude. Keep me in the loop and you know, let me know when this thing goes up so I could spread it and share it, baby.
Definitely, man.
Definitely. Thanks, buddy.
Awesome.
Thanks again, Mark.
Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate you, man. Much love to you.
Yep. Yes, sir. You too.
God bless.
Bye-bye. Yeah, man. Freaking another amazing episode to kick off the next 8 or 10 episodes that we got going on, man.
It's fucking
next episode's Machine, dude.
Machine. You ever see 8 Millimeter?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. That movie creeped me out, man.
It's Machine. That guy's awesome. He's underrated actor, by the way.
Who's that?
Whoever says that guy who's like in that movie, who's like the director, dude.
Oh, like, yeah.
Machine. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Thanks for having me, pal.
Guy.
Machine, go to all of our. Greg, this is the part Greg should always announce instead of.
Because we are the Music Combine now, that you could find us on the Spotify podcast. So the Music Combine now, all you have to do is go to www.themusiccombine.com, and all our social media platforms are on there. And you can, it'd be great for you guys to subscribe and follow us on the gram and on YouTube, since we're putting videos out in as well, in addition to podcast and repurposing this in many ways. So,
And also, don't forget, every Sunday we've started to release the State of the Union. We want to keep you guys up to date every week on what's going on in the music business, and we pick like 2 or 3 key articles. We've been having some contributing voices also coming on there, as well as we had Russell Ray on the first State of the Union.
Yep. From Red Star now, right?
From Red Star, formerly of Vices. They're actually here in LA. By the time you hear it, maybe the video will be out, but they're here in LA today, actually taping their new video. And I saw a little blip of it on Instagram, and it looks
like
good. So.
Mike, in addition to contribution, you guys out there, if there's things you want to talk about and want us to talk about,
hit us up.
Like we'll have you on. Like we're gonna start.
We're really gonna start answering your questions at the end of the show.
So hopefully, we're picking things that we think are important for you to hear. So I mean, please chime in. We're all ears. So
Definitely.
Thank you for all the support.
Yeah, you guys are amazing, and one love. Another good show, man.
All right.
Pleasure doing it with you, Greg.
Always pleasure. Pleasure's all on this side of the table. Seriously. Good luck with all your firings.
Bye.
Seriously, pleasure's on this side of the table. Good luck with your firings.
I'm taking it all with me. I'm taking it all with me. I'm taking it all with me. I'm taking it all.